What a dangerous surprise. We found a lonely Toby waiting lonesomely at Tidmouth Station. It was near some empty coaches which seemed to have been evacuated. He seemed scared and was mumbling to himself repeatedly. We tried to approach him, but he kept reversing. Maybe this whole thing has taken a toll on him. I wouldn't be surprised. We examined the coaches, which were the red and cream fast passenger service ones that James was pulling earlier. Did he leave half his train behind? I don't recall seeing a break coach on his train, so it must have been the case. It also explains why there was so much luggage loose on the platform. We decided to raid the station to see if any food was being stored in the offices. We found a few pastries inside of the station, but they were pretty stale. Either way, they tasted pretty good. Everything just happened at once. My hand is shaking right now, and I'm barely able to write. We wanted to ask Toby what happened to him when the blast happened. He seemed petrified, but also on the verge of tears. While James had just finished shunting his coats together for his next train, Toby was traveling down the line to collect Henrietta from Crowan's Gate Works, who was getting her windows replaced and a new coat of paint. He soon stopped at a signal at Tidmouth and talked to James, who was complaining about how he had to shunt his own coaches. Then the sirens blared loud and long, and the sight of the explosion lit up the sky and caused the earth to ring. James and Toby were petrified and urged people to get into the coaches. However, only after the train was coupled up, and there was no time to grab the shunter's pole and hook them together. Toby then realized that Henrietta would be endangered and might be affected by the blast. James yelled at him to push the brake coach and two others up the line with him to protect the passengers. Toby didn't listen. The brown box fled towards the works. James furiously pulled the coaches out of the station as fast as possible while leaving three behind in the process, while the determined tram engine headed straight towards the direction of the blast. When it hit the station, some of the Toby proceeded to cry, saying how he was sorry and how he just wanted Henrietta to be safe. Honestly, I was just glad he was safe. I learned that wood isn't affected by radiation, so it made logical sense that he was fine. Then a voice called out from inside of him out of the blue, in a deep, groggy voice, which said something like,
"It's all your fault, Toby. You were greedy and made them suffer."
We peeked inside, and what we saw was horrifying. Toby's smoke box had become sentient. A mangled face which resembled one of a troublesome truck, with heat burns mostly on the right side of its face, was located right behind where Toby's face would be. That was when it hit me. He wasn't mumbling to himself earlier. He was talking to the voice inside his head. After waiting around for a bit longer, we decided to head on back down the line. We did not want to risk Toby or Firefish getting injured, so Edward had to see the plan for us him down the line. As we traveled on, Toby was breaking down. Ed was being the wise sage who used his funny words to calm Toby down and reminded him that they would find Henriette. I felt a sudden jerk as Ed would applied his brakes. He peered out from the side of his cab and saw Thomas steaming idly in front of us with his signature triumphant smirk. Leon had stuck his head out of the cab, saying how good of a job he did for driving his first steam engine. We heard Thomas at the cab door, and as the mysterious figure leaned out of the cab door, he was rather rotund, really quite round, but we didn't see him like that to us. He seemed to be a shining light in a deep dark pit. Sir Bertram Topham had.